Welcome back to the At Home with Roby show. Visit us today at andrewroby.com. That's Andrew, ROBY.com. I'm Ashley Davis along with Trent Hasten. We're still joined by Mike Griffin with us. He's in the studio. We're talking about family business, generational businesses. And Trent, I know before the break, you talked a little bit or kind of teased us on one of Mike's businesses you wanted him to kind of touch on.
Well, yeah, we talked about, my love for the landfill business as I was a dump truck driver, every kid's dream. But, the original, the impetus, what the flywheel of Mike's family business spun off of and what he's generationally in is the tire with Griffin Brothers Tire and Auto. And we have people on. Mike graciously gives us time and helps me out. So I'd like Mike to tell a little history of that business and it relative to Charlotte. And shameless plugs is what we're all about on this show.
Well, I'll be glad to. And I know I've heard Trent talk about being a laborer as a kid. I cut my teeth in changing tires and changing oil as a kid at Griffin Brothers. And our original store was on West Trade. And actually my father's uncle started a business called Honest Tire Service in 1927. That my dad bought half of in 61. So we kind of consider our beginning 61. But all on West Trade. Back in the day, it used to be where 77 crossed West Trade. And, of course, when that happened, we moved up the street a little bit and been there since the 60s. Great opportunity as a kid to grow up, learning the value of work on Saturdays and summer days and really cherish that along with my brother. And my brother's really done a wonderful job with that business. I started a different business in 89. I got into communication business and broke out and did something a little bit different. But by that time, my brother got into the tire business, working side by side with my dad, and really have had a wonderful time watching him grow that business. We now have 10 stores. That store on West Trade now is a part of John C. Smith's campus. We have a visual performing art school inside of our old tire store, which is a unique story by itself. But we still have 10 stores that serve the Charlotte region, and my brother's looking to continue to grow that business.
Now, y'all have partnered, tell me if I'm wrong, but y'all have partnered with Johnson C. Smith and the city of Charlotte to redevelop that corridor, correct?
Yeah, very passionate about that. That's the beginning of what I consider the Northwest Corridor. You and I were kids, everything was north, south, east, west. We were West Side boys. Now we got so big in Charlotte, you got wedges. Now it's Northwest. And that's the beginning of what I call Northwest Charlotte. And Dr. Carter and John C. Smith have been wonderful partners with us. We have redeveloped that 14,000 square foot location to the Visual Performing Arts School. And adjacent to it, we built the $26 million student housing project.
Wow.
It's called Mosaic Village.
Wow.
300 beds for students, state-of-the-art apartments for the students, and some retail that includes no grease and a cafe, neighborhood cafe. And we're soon to have another tenant moving in. I can't announce it yet because it's going to be an announcement later. And we've got a 400-space parking deck and also a Skyline Terrace, which is a beautiful place for weddings and stuff overlooking downtown Charlotte.
So is it West Trade Street over there? When does it become Beatty's Ford Road?
Yeah, good question. So we're in the 15 to 1600 block of West Trade, which is between 77 and John C. Smith. When you get to the 5 Point section, John C. Smith, it turns into Beatty's Ford.
Got it.
Which is where my dad grew up and my grandmother grew up on a farm out there.
So everybody knows, I guess we're just over here on Morehead where WBT and our building's right across the street, the old Biltmore Dairy building we talk about all the time, my affection for the West Side. Yeah. And literally we're probably, by the way the crow flies, a half a mile from that location, maybe a mile.
Yeah.
Over here on Morehead. But I encourage you, if you're in Charlotte and you're in your old school Charlotte, new school Charlotte, come check this corridor out. Either go West Trade down where the Bojangles is and cut back up to the neighborhood there and come over to Morehead, or vice versa, come Morehead way and cut through. It is gentrifying. It has history. I mean, it's what Charlotte is about. It really makes you proud. It's a wonderful urban setting. I mean, just the mix of people that are there and the history is awesome.
The history's rich. I mean, I've been fascinated getting engaged, and we do celebrate its diversity, and its history's unique. So my mom went to Harding, like Mr. Trent here, and she grew up at Wilkinson Remount, and all her high school friends lived in those communities. And then it gentrified and changed, and now it's really a celebrated African-American communities that now is going through a new transformation. And the reason we called it Mosaic is multicolored, cultural, and that's what we're trying to celebrate in that corridor. So in my opinion, this wedge of Charlotte has the unique opportunity to be a wonderful, diverse community.
Let me ask you, I grew up, our mechanic was named Spencer Rich. You know Spencer Rich?
Spencer Rich. That doesn't ring a bell.
He had
No.
about 50 cats. But I grew up hanging out with Spencer and his cats over off of Old Pineville Road, over there right across the street from where Club 2000 is. That's where when I was 16, my car would be breaking down. I'd take it over to Spencer's shop. He's always sitting back in there smoking cigarettes. My dad goes smoke cigarettes with him. Salt of the earth guy. I mean, then when I drove the dump truck, that's where we got it repaired. But Spencer's wife, Marie, came to work with us as we started to grow in 2002, 2003, and she helped us with some bookkeeping and stuff like that. But she went to Harding, and you want to talk about pride. That generation of Harding alumnus, or alumni, however you say it, I mean, she beams. And there's other people, J.B. Spurrier and some other boosters that I knew growing up that my dad became friends with in our grandparents' generation that just love that school.
Cool.
It is really neat to see that side of town grow. And, Mike, thanks so much for being here and talking about that, all the things you're doing, not just with your business and seeing how that's grown over the years, but really what you're doing for Charlotte. It's awesome.
Thank you.
And talk about Charlotte growing, doing something special. It's another Sunday, another Panthers Sunday. Mike, you going to the game today, bud?
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely, going 10-0.
And if you have a flat tire, Griffin Brothers. If you don't have a flat tire, Griffin Brothers, so you don't get a flat.
I like it.
But we are the good luck charm for the Cats.
That's right. Haven't lost since we started the show, so hopefully we take it to 10-0 today.
What do? We go.
Save that for the end. All right, Mike, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, for Trent Haston and the entire Roby family of companies, I'm Ashley Davis. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Sunday at 9 a.m. We hope you will be as well for the At Home with Roby show. If you want to learn more about the Andrew Roby family of companies, call 704-334-5477 or always visit us at andrewroby.com. And remember, you're always at home with Roby.